Hi, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. This is me again, John, on track two. This afternoon here, or now for track two, we have our so-called old friend from Down Under, Mr. Eric Nguyen. He is actually one of our ambassadors for the Service Automation Framework Alliance. And today he will be taking us on an interesting topic, which is crafting a unified roadmap talking about integrated data analytics, enterprise automation, and AI. Hi, Eric. Good to have you back again.
Hi, John. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you are loud and clear, my friend, from Down Under.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words.
I'll hand over the session to you so that you can actually enlighten us on this specific topic itself. Over to you then.
Excellent. Thank you, John. Hi, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, evening. My name is Eric from Canberra, Australia. It is my pleasure to be here to share some of my my learning along the line, working with brilliant people in across multiple major enterprise from both private and public sector. So the conversation today is all about I think the buzzword definitely resonate a lot of us. It is about AI, data analytics, and enterprise automation. My goal is by the end of the day, you have something that you can work with to figure out your own journey, and then also have the some tools, some ideas, some spark to build something significant for your organization, for your team. Okay, so let's start it. Okay. All right, so a bit about myself. As John mentioned, I am an ambassador of the Service Automation Framework Alliance, as well as on a side in terms of automation. I also a Gartner Peer Community Ambassador in technology, as well as a member of the Intelligent Automation Congress based in Europe. So, okay, so now let's start the conversation. My goal is to have something.
Are you sharing your screen? Sorry, we're not able to see the slides. Could you just
quickly... give me one sec. I will try again. There might be some issue with my internet.
No worries. Okay. Just want to make sure everybody get a view. Perfect. It's coming out now. Excellent. Thank you, Eric. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Okay, so let's start with the icebreaker. Let's just warm up the session. I like you to just think about the activity here in just one word. Please share with us in the chat window your prediction of the state of automation in the next 12 months. I'll give everyone maybe 60 seconds. Please help yourself and share with us. I love to see what we have in mind.
Right. So please type your comments in the chat so that Eric can so-called appreciate what's your feedback on the question. Okay, Mike is saying growth, interesting. That is always a constant in the world of technology. Anybody else would like to share your view? Where do you see the prediction of the state of automation in the next 12 months or maybe 18 months? Anybody? Oh, Jeremy is saying that, likely there's going to be AI and more AI, right?
Exponential.
Yep.
Regulation.
Hafiz.
Job replacement. Interesting, Alan.
Not good. Michael is saying that more regulation imposed. Yeah, that's very likely as well. I think as technology evolves, we need to have some guardrails to protect us in the context of how do we safeguard data privacy, security, or even intellectual property. I think that was an earlier discussion I had with Eric as well. Oh, yeah. CJ is saying that perhaps it's a norm.
Excellent. And personalized AI.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
That's going to be a big thing if it happens, though. The way I look at it, especially with the suggestive engines that's already out there, right? Like the use of Netflix and all that, right, Eric? I think this is going to be an
Absolutely.
interesting development as well.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
And apparently in my content, it does have a part about personalized AI and
Cool.
in the business context. So
Right.
I'm so excited to share that.
Right. There's also
Thank
two
you.
more
Okay,
comments.
so we have
Eric.
another 30 seconds to wrap it up before we move on to the everyone else. Please share what you think of the state of automation in the next 12 months.
Right. So there's two more comments there. That one is from G. Fear and opportunity. I think that's always the case as we have new technology being come to the live stage itself. There's also another comment from Yaya saying that it's going to be pervasive to a certain extent. I think that's all the
Interesting.
comments that we have so far, Eric. Over to you.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, John. And once again, thank you, everyone who participate in this exercise. I think it in a way, you see, I think that's why I really enjoy such an opportunity like today to hear and then to even like challenge my own belief about certain topic. Now let's get to the topic today. So the agenda, I'll try to keep it short, even though the content might be might be a little bit over the time, but I'll try to save enough time for us to have a conversation rather than myself do the presentation. So we will cover a couple of things around the integration of enterprise automation, analytics, and AI. Then we will go back in time in the news. So basically we cover the last 12 months, what happened around technology, around business, and anything that we can see as the launch pad for the next 12 months. Then we'll get into that unified approach to integrate the three technology that I mentioned: automation, analytics, and AI. Then we'll wrap it up with a takeaway and Q&A. Okay, so here we are. Let's start from the end. By the end of this session, this is literally the slide I want you to use it, walk away with it, think about it as something that you can, it is like say just a template. You build your own stuff on top of that. This is what I would say this is the theme for today's presentation. It is about what we see here on the screen. It is there's two sections. At the top, we have three. On the left-hand side, you will see we have automation, AI, or analytics. These technology, they are in silo. And then we move to the future state where we unlock business value. We're gonna expect that we're gonna be able link up these three technology or capabilities with data to deliver the business outcome. And then the visual diagram that you see underneath it basically show what I say. I would say the roadmap for the three technology we are interested in today, or in general. We talk about we will see three stage in business. We have technological conversion, then operational conversion, and digital conversion. So these are the three main concepts. Literally, these are, I would say, these three anchor points that you can attach or include technology as well as business change into it, and you will be able to have the sense of direction where things move in like say moving forward. Okay, so now we go back in time in the news of 2023. As you can see, recap of 2023 in business. There are a lot of change and unexpected development throughout this year 2023. If you remember, we all got out of the COVID pandemic. we expect that this year going to be a turnaround year where business going to get back into full speed growth, and basically we gonna get out of the hard time. However, it was the opposite. So we hear a lot of information about inflation, recession, market turbulence, resulting to business could not continue their operation. Business closed. People got laid off in 2023, especially in the space of not just big tech like Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, or Google, but actually even in the space of the whole ecosystem. Like I'm talking about professional services or IT managed services, as well as, like, say, software vendors. It's just because the soft demand. So it lead to the tight budget. Everyone talk about budget. Everyone talk about the cut, the saving. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, I think in start from November last year, 12 months from today in the past, we had something called ChatGPT release at the end of 2022. And then it was just literally all eyes on generative AI. And and now here we are in November of 2023, the end of November. We have automation with generative AI discussed or even like offer all across multiple automation platforms, not just the pure automation platform like UiPath or automation anywhere, but also in the space of enterprise platform that has RPA now also include generative AI that can integrate seamlessly with their own in-house RPA. So so that as you can see, it has set the scene for this year. There's a lot of change. And then on the other hand, if we just focus on automation, this is a very interesting comparison that I did a little bit of research. You can see 2022 versus 2023 in the space of M&A. It was a watershed moment, really, for intelligent automation. You can see on the left-hand side represent the M&A merger and acquisition activity in 2022. You have literally a lot of money from, like, say, key player, like we have UiPath, we have like Colfax, we have SAP. They basically invest into AI capabilities that they believe it will gradually build up their offer with AI. It looks like they spend the money on everything, but one thing is called generative AI. And look at that. Now 2023, if we look at the news, we see now all the platform, all the key player, they all of a sudden they all jump into this bandwagon with generative AI, and no one really talk about those M&A of the past. So it is really something that we need to think about it. For example, things like big things in 2021, 2022, like form processing, form capture and processing capabilities, or natural language processing capability to read form or email, all the way to things like for example, UiPath with their focus on document understanding. It was great at that point in time, but all of a sudden people move on, and it was quite a challenge for enterprise automation, as I can see in 2023. And last but not least, it is all about AI with the term AI Copilot. What you see in here on the screen is these key enterprise platform globally. We have now what I call AI Copilot. And within just, like, say, a few months of this year, you can see it start from March with Microsoft, 365 Copilot. They start launching the a number of features before they start the paid model this month. Then just between what I want to highlight was the 6-month period, as you can see, from March until November, 8 months, give or take. Literally those key player in the enterprise software application, they all have AI Copilot. And with AI Copilot, there's a lot of question about what about automation? What is about like AI capabilities that basically company that has invested into it, it is still relevant. So this conversation, this session, I'll try to share with you my take and some of the lesson learned from a couple of companies in the world who are pioneer in this approach, a unified approach for automation, analytics, and AI. Okay, right. So first of all, why do we, in the space of enterprise automation, why do we care? Why do we care to change? Apart from, okay, this is a new tech coming to the mix of enterprise application. First, I would say it is about the buyer expectation, more with less. Before, we got used to with the couple of rule of thumb, pick two out three of time, cost, and quality. The example you see on the screen, this is about car industry. In the past, it was all about, like, so you pick 2 out of 3, then you have the product, and then the buyer kind of happy with that, with a trade-off. However, with now, it is about more with less, and the buyer expectation is way more than just pick 2 out of 3. They want it. What they want things just better, cheaper, faster, smarter, and it has to be built for them, human-centered design. In another word, like one of the prediction that we heard about is personalized AIs. In a way, it is aligned with the buyer expectation nowadays, the buyer's mindset. So definitely there's a something to think of. Then it is about the change from enterprise application landscape itself. As I mentioned earlier, major enterprise platform in the 2021, 2022, they build up their own RPA capabilities. For example, SAP, they build up the RPA through acquisition, a startup. So does a couple of others enterprise. They all now have their own RPA one way or another, capabilities built in their ecosystem. So now it comes with a change because there are alternative options. And if we see it from just a technical perspective, we say, okay, we have more variety of product, but one might work better than the others on specific tasks. However, if we zoom out that kind of like perspective, and we think like a business executive, there are 3 things that actually come into their mind with this new kind of like alternative option compared to 3 years or 5 years ago. First of all, is it still worth it to go with the best of breed approach, or just buy it from one vendors? Because at the end of the day, if they look the same and they're good enough, maybe they can just go with one vendors. It save a lot of trouble in terms of operation, training, and even, like, say, cost-wise, they can get the discount. Then the second question is about what is the good enough sweet spot or bang for bucks. Long gone the day where we have new technology called RPA or intelligent automation. Just go and try it out and bring the good news and surprise everyone in the board. Long gone that time. Now it is all about good enough sweet spot. And last but not least, the last question, it is about the funding versus the benefit. Because now you have more option, it means executive have to be thinking about, is it defensible to go and fund something? Okay, so here come the a concept of what I call AAA trifecta of automation, analytics, and AI from Horse of Source Research, a boutique research firm based in UK. And the term robotic process automation was actually originated from this firm. So what I share with you here is the change that they have in terms of interpreting the state of the technology they call RPA. So back in 2017, 5 years ago, when everyone still like try to get their head around RPA, around automation, this guy, they already put in some serious research, and they come up with what they call the trifecta, the AAA concept, where they have, when they say that RPA or automation, analytics, and AI can actually integrate or interact with one or the others, and the outcome is that definitely worth watching. And they call it the integration of technology in 2017. And then just 2 years after that, they move on to what they call the integrated automation platforms. And then another 3-4 years in 2023, they call it the autonomous enterprise. So you can see the what is the question of what is beyond RPA is actually embedded in the industry and, like I say, think tank for quite some time. And the move of the movement of technology, the growth, as well as the feedback from the market, shape the conversation. And it's always beyond what is beyond RPA or technology. It is about the operation, like the enterprise, the autonomous enterprise model that Horse for Source Research share. You can have a look at their content from online. I think it's quite interesting. For me, when I first introduced to RPA back in 2017, I came across this AAA trifecta concept, and I was amazed at that time, and it always got stuck in my mind until today. Okay, so now we let's move on to something that I think is quite interesting that illustrate what we have discussed earlier with the AAA concept and others. So the case study is about a bank in Australia. It's called Westpac, and they have basically they share their journey of achieving 1 million hours time saving with 300 automation by and executed by over 1,300 digital workers. So how did they do that? How did they, Westpac, make things happen where they had a challenge in terms of ICT system? The complex is they have modern as well as legacy system. It is a critical service 24/7. So it's all sort of complication in terms of security, in terms of the setting infrastructure as well as the operation. But on top of that, agility and resource is also like constant challenge. How did they do that? So according to a couple of interviews that I share on the slide, there are 3 things outstanding. One, it is about the approach. They embraced what they call the multi-low-code platform strategy as a tool, the set of tools. So they say, okay, let's go with the best of breed and go for the tool that serve purpose. Go for it. Then second point, it is about the hub and spoke operation model. And here they have, because they say we don't just stick to just one platform. We use multiple platforms. So literally they have multiple center of excellence to nurture and support those platforms. Then they also stand up the citizen developer capabilities, but this capability is under the platform COE for the true hub and spoke operation model. And last but not least, it is the business-led ethos that they always have it at the front and center. Always strive to simplify and digitize processes before turning to robotics. So it's a very simple way to say we will try everything and we come to automation when it is suitable. But it is always business-led ethos. As you can see, because it is all about get things done no matter what. So then they can say, okay, we have a whole set of tool and product suite to get things done. And now, I think it is more interesting with this case study in a way that there's a twist. Apparently, with all the glory around that kind of like achievement, over a millions hours saving, it turned out the business never stay in one spot, and so does their enterprise automation program. Now, just a few months ago, the CEO announced a new focus to simplify their technology stack in the next 4 years. And you can see on the screen, they want to reduce their tech components from 180s of today's down to 60. And then they want to utilize the whole of customer insight to personalize experience, offer, and insights. In another word, personalize AI and everything else. And last but not least, they emphasize the customer experience, make banking easier, more intuitive, and digital. If you see it in a nutshell, it really raised the bar for automation. If automation in the past, you see the previous slide, they say, okay, we can use any platform that works. We will make use of it. And now they say, no, what worked in the past won't stay for the future. We want to reduce the tech components. We want to streamline it while still deliver the high level of personalized experience, offer, and insight. They think of the speed to market, efficiency to cost, and operational risk. I think it speaks volume in a way that not just this bank with on average, their IT budget is about between 1.5 to 2 Australian billions a year. It doesn't mean they're rich and they can spend as they want. I think we can learn a thing or two about it. Okay, so with the case study, and I try to map out to the earlier slide that I showed you about technology, process, and people corresponding to technological convergence, operational conversion, and digital conversion. As you can see now, things quite line up in the Westpac case. They start with multiple set of technology, then they go for, okay, own one platform, or platform with ecosystem technology stack, orchestration platform, etc. But they don't go for standalone tech. They don't want to group into cluster. And then move on to process. Now they talk about customer lifetime journey. They talk about anytime, anywhere, any device, kind of like service offering, and self-serve as like the experience for customer easier, and contactless human activity. It is basically simplified process, long process into, for example, like say bank loan or claim. They can have it with without human, and human will play, I think, the role of governance rather than actual processing. Okay, now let's move on to the part. Okay, we know that there's a case for change for enterprise automation, but how about the idea of integrating these three technologies or capabilities automation, analytics, and AI. What is good look like? Right, so this slide basically sum up what I think what is good look like. I want to share with everyone keen to hear your feedback. What does good look like? It is about a unified message, business impact assessment, business roadmap, offering, and orchestration. Why? Because it's going to drive value and benefit in terms of, number one, you save money. Number two, you make money. And number three, you hit that good enough stage. It is vital if you can think about any idea, even when you have any idea or any great initiative, if you can frame it back to this value and benefit, these three circle overlap, save money, make money, and good enough, I think you will have a strong case for any pitch that you will have in the future. Okay, so let's get into the first of the five. What's good look like? Action speak volume. Shift right closer to the customer. That's my recommendation. As you can see on the screen, it is a my representation of how organization deliver service to customer. Apparently, I call it a 5-stage. You talk about identify for an organization. We need to identify needs from the customer, identify the outcome, the thing that we will deliver to meet the needs. Option, we should have option rather than just one offering. Option to go with, okay, cost. Is it cost wise, or is it like, say, with all the bell and whistle and customer actually want it, liked it? Then the decision point. Last but not least, it is about the implementation, the action. So from that framework, I map out the three technology we look into today: automation, AI, and analytics. I can say that automation actually is the far right. It is literally next to the customer. Automation, it is all about action. It is not about click. If now anyone still talk about automation as a click type, it is, I think you should move on. You should realize that it is beyond those activity. It is about action to deliver the outcome to customer. Those click type, it's just the must-have. We no longer talk about that. So so what about analytics and AI? I can see that analytics, we can say, okay, in the form of you can say report, dashboard, or those insight where we analyze trend, we review pattern. It is part of either you analyze and come with the solution and the outcome, as well as weigh in option for human to make the decision, or if it is a big decision. So analytics play that role in that space with data, structured data, as well as unstructured data. Then we have AI or generative AI, what we have now, but definitely there are more than just generative AI. With AI, I would say it shines in the space of identifying needs. For example, if the customer in the customer service space, you receive 1,000 email, AI can help you to filter out those 1,000 email into some classification, route the email to people who might be able to assist. So the need is definitely the space where AI can help. And then the part around decision, AI can also help. For example, if we have option, but we need to still make the call, AI can help in terms of, because AI is, at the end of the day, is math. It is about probabilities. So AI can help decision to be made the best that we can. So as you can see, a unified message here, it is all about what happens when we line up the three technology and what is the role of automation in this context. So I would say automation, it is all about action. So let it close to the customer, where AI and analytics will help the internal stakeholders, but they will basically the support of automation. There will be, like I said, they provide input for automation to complete that kind of insight to action. Okay. Then we move on quickly to the second point around what's good look like. And I call it a unified business impact assessment with the 5 questions you have here. We have, is it a business pain point? Say if you have, let's say you have an idea, you start to question this with the business group, and I say, okay, is it a business pain point? Then we will move on to the other space around technical. Is it technically possible with the idea? Is it feasible to make it happen, to have the outcome? Then we have the third question. Is it financially viable? Is it something that we can say it can run for a long time, or it costs too much to stand up and then to maintain? I think now the fourth question, it is critical. A lot of the time, a lot of great ideas fail because of this. Is it an instant impact? It is different from, is it a quick win? A quick win, it is instant. It is financially viable. Is it technically possible? Sometimes it is a business pain point. Sometimes it is good to have. But instant impact, I think, is critical. But last but not least, it is about, is the benefit growing over the time? And here's the part where quick win doesn't play along. So this is a structure that you can, when you have some more time, have a quick look. The answer we try to have is all about quantifiable fact and qualifiable evidence, and include with the 5 yes from subject matter expert as well as decision maker before we pitch. Okay, a unified business roadmap. It is another critical thing that we have to think about when we try to unify those capabilities, and we try to make the change, positive change to enterprise automation. So this is like a template I create. Basically, there are only 3 key activities that if you consider a collaboration and integration with automation or AI capabilities, this is a structure you can work with business group to drive a meaningful conversation. The idea, it is about let's have the conversation, a purposeful conversation with business, and have business to drive the conversation with, okay, what is the area of focus? How does it align to strategic goal? And time box it. Time boxes is the most critical part. You have either 3 months or 6 months, but 6 months is good enough to run one cycle. And then you will line it up with capability mix. So what you have here is an example of what you can do, the structure. Okay, I'll move on to the next talking point. I call it unified offering approach, based on what we call, there's a common design principle called Maya, most advanced yet acceptable. The idea is you will basically have a measurement of the idea, and then align with the acceptance, the level of acceptance of change from the organization as well as the customer. So if you can move your initiative into the 2 top quadrant, where it is highly acceptable and it is quite familiar, then you have a winning initiative. Or if it is a highly acceptable idea, but it's also a kind of like niche need, it is still a good initiative to work with and to offer. So I think In a nutshell, it is not about what we can do with the technology. It is about collectively what we can offer the organization and the customer, where the level of acceptance for the change is high. And then if you see that people are willing to try to accept, then whether it is, like say, a common or a niche requirement, it can be accommodated. It means you have the buy-in from people. Next, it is about the unified orchestration, how the three capabilities can work together. This is actually based on a work that I have done for a client. And in this way, it is like an infinitive loop where you have it recognize the role of the leader, the executive, the CEO, and then it recognize the part of the business that run the strategy operation. As you can see, the big idea here is we have, like say, a business function as a wrap around the three capabilities that we have here. We have AI, analytics, and automation. And why automation is literally next to business operation at the core, at heart, it just highlight the idea that I present earlier around shift right, get automation close to the customer, close to where we have the action. And then AI and analytics will play the role of supporting the capabilities that we have that can drive action and outcome. Yeah. Sorry. I'll go further with this slide. It's about the three goals from this orchestration. The orchestration implies that we can have people, we can have process, we can have the conversation around funding, priorities, and also the dynamic within organization. So there are three goals. I think if we put in place the orchestration, definitely can help your journey with the organization. Number one, it has to serve the long-term vision of the organization. It's not like, say, the 6-month or 12-month business plan. It has to serve the long-term vision, the value, the core value of the organization. Secondly, it has to address the business need timely. In other words, speed. Speed is critical. Speed, and also it implies that time is money. So with speed, it also saves the investment cost. And last but not least, in terms of the goal, is about value co-creation and value-added works. So in order to make the integration of the three capabilities, AI, analytics, and automation, work together, we have to be able to promote the value, such value like value co-creation through teamwork, collaboration, through all activity that we get the buy-in and involve of other stakeholders, and value-added works. It is all about the extra bit that, like say, AI or analytics can bring forward for the organization, and an automation can deliver to customer. All right, before I wrap up my presentation, I want to highlight one thing that some of the audience might have the question. It is about why do I specify automation as the execution of a stage of any initiative for the client, but not AI, for example, or analytics? Simply because two reasons. Number one, with AI or analytics, if you linked it directly from insight to action, then if you scale it to, like say, 100 or 1,000 times, not just one decision, no, you have to scale it, then the organization level, we have the serious issue with risk. If things goes right, it's okay, but when things go wrong and you want to go back and track what happened and look for who is accountable for such decision or such issue, there's nothing. It's just a model, that come with the outcome, so with the insight, and then that insight trigger the action immediately without business rule, without validation. So it's like you have a car, like F1 car, without a brake. It turned out in order to have an F1 race, you do need to stop it. You need to stop the car in order to have the race. Otherwise, you're running out of a driver as well as the car. That's number one, governance. Number two, it is about the risk factor. With AI, definitely we're all aware of the current state of AI. It is, there are hallucination, there are misinformation within the model. So the model never have that that sort of like perfect score. So then how do you make sure that you don't breach the trust of the organization with from customer? So that is the big risk, to just go straight from an insight straight to the outcome with the client without any governance, any kind of like rules that put in place, rules, structure, and accountability. And with enterprise automation, it does have everything that we require in terms of, like, say, accountability, in terms of traceability, in terms of the business rules that we can say, okay, this is right, this is wrong, this is an exception. Human have to intervene and make the call. Okay, so that is all of my my content I want to share with you today. The key takeaway, 4 takeaways. Once again, it is about enterprise automation. It evolved rapidly in 2023 with the introduction of generative AI, and I only can imagine in 2024, when we have these generative AI capabilities in the mix of other AI capabilities that those vendors has acquired over the year. It's gonna evolve rapidly, much more than what we see now. Secondly, it is about the action-driven approach, drive the successful integration of automation, analytics, and AI. It is all about action. It's not about make the right decision, the best decision, but all about, let's say, read the whole internet and then can answer you anything. It doesn't mean anything to business if it doesn't drive the final outcome to the customer, tangible value. The other takeaway is about the 5 unified strategy that I mentioned earlier, about a unified message, unified business impact assessment, unified business roadmap, and unified orchestration. The final point is about conversion of technology, process, and people drive organizations forward. So it is not about the technology itself change the organization or the market. Technology change is the catalyst for those conversion. So thank you everyone for your attention. And I'm happy to connect. Please connect with me via LinkedIn. Search me with Eric RPA. And now is your time to challenge me with questions. I'm keen to. Thank you.
Very interesting presentation, Eric, for sharing that topic, the combination of automation, analytics, and AI. I must agree. Yeah, I think we need to put some guardrail around the adoption of AI. I think earlier before the start of the so-called discussion, right, I did share with you a lot of customers that I spoke to recently. I asked a simple question: do you have a policy around AI? I should say 10 out of 10 customers that I spoke to have not even thought about that topic itself, to set a guardrail from an enterprise perspective, how to they approach. But they are very eager and or perhaps already jump into the deep sea of AI already. Right. Conscious of time, we are running a little bit behind. I'm going to just pick one question. Allow me to get that question for you to take it. Okay, the question that is being asked is, what are the strategic priorities that business should focus on amidst the hype surrounding all this innovation like ChatGPT, generative AI, and how can this priority is aligned with the organization's long-term goal? I think that's a very, very good question, looking at the material that you've just presented to us. Eric, over to you.
Okay, yeah, thank you for the questions. I think that is the big question around priorities,
Yep.
and my answer is here, the business roadmap here. Yes, if we see, there are two things that we touch here with these questions. One, it is about the adoption or trial of those technology. That's number one. And number two, it is about the business priorities when we have those technology ready for implementation or pilot program. So if we just talk about purely about the trial phase, by all means, it should be your top priorities in terms of R&D, in terms of change. But in order to say, okay, what is the strategic priorities? I would say, once again, it's down to the business. What is the most pain point that we have? And okay, now we can go a bit further. We don't have to go for those generic answer. I would say this is very simple. If you want to see how you can leverage those technology and then match with the strategic priorities, very simple. Bring along those early adopter of those technology like ChatGPT or generative AI with people from the space of automation and analytics. So at least you have three guys or guy or girls. So, yeah, you bring that squad, they call it the squad. You bring that squad along to a number of leadership meeting where at the leader level, they talk about or they discuss about priorities of the business, the next 12 months, 6 months. Get those squad in. They might not be able to contribute much. They might not be able to help you to make a decision. But when they are there, embraced in that kind of environment, they can ask questions that click. And you say, okay, I know I have at least 3 ideas that actually can line up with this guy. They can figure it out how far we can go.
Right.
But at least I know that, okay, this space, these are the priorities now I need, and they can do. So this is good enough. Remember, I mentioned the part around good enough. Priorities is always debatable in terms of funding.
Agree.
So to ease the friction, let's just bring them closer together. So that's my answer for the question.
Thank you, Eric, for that very practical advice in helping our participants to start talking about it. Again, I apologize. We are running out of time. The next session that is coming up very, very soon as we speak, which is on the clock. We will have a keynote shared by Gerardus, which is going to talk a little bit more from automation dream to reality. So I don't want you to miss that. So again, Eric, thank you so much for coming back for this year's Automation Days Asia 2023. Really glad to see you again, old friend. And I hope we can connect again and talk a little bit more offline as well. All right, guys. Thank you, Eric.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining this session. It was very fruitful. And I hope to see you all in the next session. All right. Bye, Eric. Take care. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.